Hello everyone, my name is Taquandra Brown, and this is my electronic poster presentation on domestic violence among women. Abstract. Domestic violence is a crucial social issue, especially in rural areas. This vulnerable, at-risk population faces many difficulties because of little support and instability. This article examines and discusses statistics of domestic violence cases, different types of domestic violence, factors that contribute to rural domestic violence and more. Throughout the literature review, risk factors and the needs are exposed. This is an area that has broad research but not many solutions. Thus, while more social work practice is needed in this area, especially among rural areas to address this social issue. Literature review. Domestic violence, DV, refers to abusive behavior which one individual gains power over another individual. Hucker, King, and Jordan, 2021. Another source states that domestic violence is a pattern of assault and coercion behavior, including physical, sexual, and psychology attacks, as well as economic coercion that adults or adolescents use against their intimate partners. To identify domestic and family violence, one must evaluate the situation, establish that injuries are related to domestic violence. When it comes down to narrowing who domestic violence involves, there are no age group or gender, but the most common cases of domestic violence are reported by women. The widespread of domestic violence is constantly rising on women and men. Statistics show that 1 in 3 men and 1 in 9 men experience severe intimate partner physical violence. Another author said that 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men are victims of domestic violence. According to Hucker, around 1 out of 3 ladies and 1 out of every 10 men 18 years old or more said to experience abusive behaviors at home. Yearly aggressive behavior at home is liable for more than 15 passings in the United States. Another source states that women in the rural area with low income experience higher rates of violence, specifically sexual abuse. However, in the United States, intimate partner homicide make up between 40% of all murders of women. Factors that have contributed to domestic violence are family, societal, and relationship. Relationship hinders to co-factors with physical abuse such as shoving, stalking, and sexual. In the text, Prevalence of Domestic Violence in an Inpatient Female Population by Mackenzie Burns, MacArthur, and Frost states that out of 277 women, only 20% counted and said that they were abused by their partner. Many women in this case face this in the rural areas since they are scared and voiceless. Also, lack of education and wanting to just have someone in their life plays a role in being physical abuse. Societal domestic violence aims for you to lose connection within your family and control your emotional actions. The victim is also isolated from contact within limited access to public transportation. Many victims face hardship in the rural area because many of the neighbors are distant. They do not communicate, and if they do, it would be in the store. Social domestic violence is observed and gets corporate and inevitably reinforced by society's major institutions. In some cases, there are custom faculties that use violence as a legitimate means of controlling family members. Family is also the leading cause of domestic violence in the rural areas. Many people grow up on violence in the homes when they are young and think that it is how they treat someone. They get stuck on learning that type of behavior in the younger days and accept that is the only way to be. Emotional abuse is also a way of hurting an individual by verbally attacking the victim. For example, calling the victim a name or making them do unwanted things. This allows the predators to have and gain more power in having the authority. The social work values connect with the social problem, domestic violence, because it allows the social worker to be involved to service the victim. It also allows the social worker the dignity and worth of the person. For example, when a victim comes in, the social worker must gain the trust from the victim and make them feel respectful and comfortable. Conduct more research on the effective intervention for rural areas since there is little to no information on this topic. The solutions that have been brought about to solve domestic violence are advocating more and targeted treatment. There have been little findings on how to solve this issue. More work needs to take place to assist the victims of domestic violence. This is a long road ahead to bring about more solutions to fully understand this group. There is a lot of researching, but no definite answer to more solutions rather than it only being two. Summary of findings. Through the aspects of findings, 5 articles were used to gain knowledge. The articles mainly gave a lot of information on domestic violence and different types. Also, statistics were presented in the articles and showed different comparisons on women and men rates and violence. However, factors and surveys were conducted to show domestic violence in women. Many of the articles share similarities, and all of them does not include solution to domestic violence. And as we scroll down, these are the implications. When it comes down to domestic violence in rural areas, they have limited information. Many of the articles focus on surveys and the action behind domestic violence. Although there are a lot of information on domestic violence, there has been a way to go to must fully complete a duly explanation of the following. Therefore, conducting more research is needed to provide for this group. Domestic violence is a common problem in rural areas due to widespread distance. I did find it interesting that commonly domestic cases deal with couples, leading to a high death rate in women. As a future social worker with the finding, it will allow me to become aware of this group and how to assist. It allows me to gain the knowledge that is already out in the rural area and how I can work up a plan to more resources to be involved in the future. And this here concludes my electronic poster presentation. And over here to the left hand side is my reference where I got all my information.